How's it going, everybody? It's Elliot here, and thank you for tuning in to today's video. So a little while ago I posted a video to my channel titled The Reality of Prison in the UK. Some of you may remember that if you've been subscribed long enough, and it didn't actually go down as well as I thought it was going to go down. Basically, I've had a lot of comments thrown at me saying that I'm lying, I was making it up as I was going along and all this sort of thing. Everything that I said in that video was completely true. Either way, I thought I'd kind of repost this video and talk about it in a more kind of constructed manner. I'm going to start from the beginning and I'm going to tell you step by step what happened, kind of as fast as I can. I'm going to try and get through this because I want to make this video as short as possible, not too long. Anyway, I'm going to start from the beginning. So basically, it was a school trip, I guess. I was at college and I was studying public services, and my public services teacher decided to organise this trip for us to one of the largest prisons in the UK. I can guarantee that it was one of the largest. Unfortunately, I can't give you the name for legal reasons, but it was one of the largest, and this was category C to A, so that basically means that there's minor offenders up to kind of more serious offenders like murderers in there. So it was a mix. Either way, we got there, we drove by minibus, we went to the main reception as a group, and they took our belongings off us, like mobile phone, keys, credit cards, anything like that. Anything that we basically had on us, you weren't allowed to take in, apart from your clothing, obviously. Anyway, we walked through these kind of security gates, they patted us down, and then we were in to the main kind of prison area. There was huge buildings with bars on the windows, there was massive gates, a fenced gate, I don't know. Well, it's basically a massive wall around the entire area of the prison, and every 4 to 5 minutes there was helicopters flying over. We stood around for a while. We had a guard with us who was showing us around. He was just kind of giving us a few details about the prison, so we were standing around. Then we moved on to there was a little block of buildings where the prison guards could go for like meetings, and I guess just an area where there's no prisoners, so it's kind of a safe zone, I suppose you could look at it like that. And they briefed our class in kind of a briefing room on what would happen during the day. So basically they said that obviously it's a prison, so anything can happen, is quite unpredictable, and they said to stay alert but not to worry because there's guards around. So, you know, to be honest, at this point I was really terrified, though my whole group was pretty terrified because they said it is so unpredictable. Prison, you never know, it's prison, for God's sake. I mean, you would never really know what's going to happen. Either way, I'm babbling on a bit here. After this briefing, we were taken to a category C kind of block. So we walked through these doors, and on the ground floor there was a kind of it's kind of like almost like a game room, I guess, in a way. There was a pool table. I think there was a TV in that same room as well, but I doubt it. I don't think, no, there wasn't a TV. It's just a pool table and a few board games, and there was prisoners just kind of sitting around doing their own thing, I guess. And then we walked up some stairs, and that was where kind of the rooms were, where these prisoners stayed. And these obviously they had big doors on them, so at night they were shut in, probably, I think. I didn't actually ask that question, but they did have doors on anyway, sliding doors. And we had a quick look inside one of the prisoners' room. We went into one guy's room. He actually let us go and have a quick peek into his room. And because he's been kind of well behaved over the past few months, I guess, he had a TV in there, he had a PS2, he had loads of posters up on the wall. His room actually kind of looked like my room, to be honest with you. I mean, he had quite a lot of stuff in there. Now, this is the point in my last video, I think, where people started to just stop believing me, but I can guarantee you, and I've got proof, you know, I can get these guys that I went with if you really want to confirm this in the comments section. But there was one guy that actually down quite a tight corridor that came towards me, and he put his arm around me, and he said he recognised me. This was a terrifying moment because I didn't think that the prisoners were gonna actually like touch us in any way. I thought we were just gonna get shouted at, maybe, whatever. But yeah, this guy put his arm around me, and to be fair to him, he didn't seem like a bad guy, but still, I couldn't help but think there's a prisoner right now with his arm around me. There's a guard there who's not actually doing anything. He doesn't seem to be bothered, which kind of put my mind at ease a little bit, but still, it's a terrifying moment. And he said he recognised me, and then from that point he just kind of let go, and the guard said, "Oh, go on, get down, go away," basically. And I was left kind of traumatized, just standing there with the rest of my class, just laughing at me, which was nice of them. Either way, that was it's actually making me shake just kind of thinking about it now. That was a pretty tense moment, and I can guarantee that is the absolute truth. That happened. and it was pretty scary. But because it was category C, it made me feel a little bit better. So it wasn't like a murderer had his arm around me or anything. Either way, we continued down this corridor, and at the end of the corridor was a big room, kind of a big space, with about 4 or 5 beds in it, and there was I think 4 guys in there at the time. They had a kettle, they had a TV, a shared TV, and these guys were they were pretty polite guys. We were told that the reason they had this big space together was because they were behaving, again, like the other guy, pretty well over the past few months. Also, they were getting out as well, and I think one of the guys had been in there for like 18 years or something, and he was getting out in like 3 months, and this guy was actually a really decent guy, to be honest. I mean, I don't know why he was in there in the first place, because we weren't really allowed to ask. It's a bit of an awkward question to ask. But he was getting out in a few months, and I think he was pretty excited about that. But yeah, this room was really nice. They had living space, like I said, kettle, TV. It was a decent space. And then after we'd been to this kind of category C zone of the prison, we then moved on to the workspace where the prisoners work. Now in this particular prison, they had a certain area where the prisoners could work and obviously earn a little bit of money for food and snacks and drinks and that sort of thing. So they've got this massive facility in the prison. It was almost like a massive ironworks facility, kind of a massive warehouse. Anyway, after we went to the category C kind of zone of the prison, we then moved on to go and have a look at where the prisoners work. So what this was basically a massive warehouse, ironworks kind of facility where the prisoners go and they earn a bit of money so they can buy things like chocolate and fizzy drinks and that sort of thing. So we walked through the first part of this kind of warehouse, and there wasn't any prisoners around. And then the guard kind of gave us a little bit of heads up. He said, right, we're going to be entering kind of the main part of the workplace where the prisoners actually do the work. And by the way, in this place they make things like kind of Christmas trees. I think at the time they were making Christmas trees out of like metal, and then they go and sell them in like garden centres or something. I don't know. Either way, it just kind of keeps them occupied and it gives them a way of earning money. Anyway, they open these big doors. We walked through into the main facility where all the prisoners were, and I don't know how they knew, but all of the prisoners were both on either freaking side of us. We were walking through it in a line, and like I said, there was about 14 of us that had to get through in a line, and it was so bad. Prisoners either side just staring us down. It was so unpredictable, the atmosphere. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know why they were there and why they were... It looked like they were waiting for us. I don't know if they were just on their break or something, or they just couldn't be bothered working, but they were there, ready and waiting, and it was terrifying. Either way, we continued to walk around, and we saw a few of the prisoners doing their metal work and building stuff, and it was pretty interesting, because I didn't know to that level. I didn't know prisoners were allowed to work to that kind of level. And then once we'd been in there, we walked kind of around in a circle and then back out the same entrance that we came in, and then we went back to these little huts where the prison guards go. And this was kind of, at this point, we were kind of relaxing. We were kind of in the safe area, and we went back into the room that we started off in, the briefing room. And one of the prison guards showed us a shiv that one of the prisoners made in this metalwork factory. It was only recent that it was made, and obviously it was probably made to stab another prisoner, I guess, or even a prison guard, God forbid. I don't know whether the guards were doing that and showing us that just to kind of scare us, or whether it was genuinely serious. I doubt the guards would kind of lie about something like that. So that was a moment for me that kind of stood out, like, wow, this is for real. Like, this actually happens. It isn't just Orange is the New Black, you know, this is real shit. Anyway, I'm really starting to lose my breath now because I've been talking for ages, but I'm gonna try and stop. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't go to, well, I say unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to go to the category A side of the prison, which is where all the murderers were. We did see the building though, and they were like shouting stuff out of the windows at us. And that in itself was enough for me, to be honest with you. I didn't want to go to that building. And then I guess that was more or less it. It's really hard to try and remember everything because it happened quite a while ago now, but that was kind of the gist of it. It was surprising. I didn't know they had metalwork factories in prisons. I didn't know prisoners were allowed televisions if they behaved well. It was weird. Yeah, it was a weird environment, and to be honest, I didn't realise how big the walls were around prisons. It was a massive wall. A lot of things stood out to me on this trip. It was an eye-opening experience, and like I said, everything what I just said is the truth. Everything. So yeah, it was amazing, pretty amazing experience, and it's something that I probably won't get to do again, which is why I like to kind of document these sorts of things in a video, not just for you guys but also for me as well. But if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like below, because that seriously helps. I'm starting to kind of post a few more videos now more regularly. You've probably noticed. I want to thank you for tuning into those videos. Already I've got about 400 views in the past 4 days, which is really good when I've only got like 3,000 subscribers, so I want to thank y'all for that. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe below also, because that really helps, and I will try and make more videos like this one. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna go and get a drink, because you can probably tell I'm really starting to lose my voice now. I need to relax. I've just been in Stockport for the past 4 days and I'm bloody knackered, so now I'm gonna play a bit of PS4, make a thumbnail for this video first though, and then I can just finally relax. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.